Welcome to another episode of the Now What Show with Mia. On tonight, we're celebrating all cancer survivors and thrivers. Come on and be a part of greatness. Hello, family. This is your girl Mia with the Now What Show with Mia. Listen, I want to thank you all for another Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, like you're always meeting us here. Tonight we have a phenomenal show. When I'm talking about amazing, bossed up women on the segment, you will hear individual stories about their journeys with cancer. And not only that, we're going to talk about love. It is Valentine's Day, and what way to bring in a marvelous experience with women telling us about their stories, their overcomes, and how they made it up and still be able to love on their loved ones. Listen, you guys, we'll get right back to you after this commercial break.
Love, and the greatest of these is love. Talking about the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22. Love, joy, patience, kindness, peace, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. When I think about love, I think that's something that you don't have to make happen. I think that when you really love something or what you're doing, nobody has to coach you to do it. You're just going to go on and do it. And if somebody needs a helping hand or somebody needs to show love, you know somebody has been through something, you're going to love them. You're going to love them and give them patience. Be patient. Be patient with them. A kid that's trying to learn how to tie up their shoe. Oh, you're just taking too long. Just get down there and tie the shoe up. Be patient. This is how you do it. You do it like this. Oh, you did a great job. You know, love.
Hello, family. This is your girl Mia, right back at you with the Now What Show with Mia. As promised, you guys, we have a phenomenal show waiting for each of you out there in TV land. Listen, if you don't have your family surrounded around you, get them around you. Get your food, your snacks, because we have a wonderful segment about love and the overcomers and the survivors and thrivers of cancer. Listen, we're going to go ahead and introduce you to our guest. Our topic today is loving on cancer survivors and thrivers. Next to me, I have the wonderful Miss Janice. Miss Janice, introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you so much, Mia, for having us. I am Janice Workup, and I'm a 37-year survivor of breast cancer. I am so glad to be here today to share my story of the journey that God has really done great things in my life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And next to Miss Janice, we have the lovely songbird, Miss Lanita Pearl-Burton. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for inviting us. My name is Lanita Pearl-Burton. This year marks 17 years as a breast cancer survivor, and I'm so thankful for the journey and the transformation that God has done through my life through breast cancer.
Amazing, amazing. And next we have Miss Williams, Amber Williams.
Hi, I'm Amber Williams. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I'm currently thriving through stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I've been in remission for almost, I think, 8 months now. So there are currently no cancer cells. I'm grateful. God has been amazing even through this process. I'm just still grateful to be here. So thank you.
Amazing, amazing. And then we have a phenomenal Miss Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra Franey. I am 38, about to be 39 soon. God blessed me to be a breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed May of 2021, and I am standing here today as a survivor.
That is simply amazing. My audience knows for the years that I've been on the Now What Show, I oftentimes reach out to those, particularly when it has a connection to my life. And when I'm saying that, it has had to have hit home for me, right?
Yes.
Because you hear all the things, you know about all the things, but in depth you don't know until it actually taps on your door, right?
Yes.
So when you're in that position, you find yourself aligning your life. God will have you align in your life to get a better understanding of what that looks like, to get the support in order for you to to make it another further. And so you all know out there in the land that for sure anything that Mia does is strategically, it's with purpose, and it is with poise always, because God wants greatness for all of us. And when I'm talking about greatness, just not materialistic. He wants from our mind to our baby toe to be in full greatness. And that's what I can see and say about these ladies. They have worked hard in their fields, even through the midst of what their journeys have been with cancer. Miss Janice, please go in a little detail about your foundation and what you're now doing in the midst of being cancer-free for all these many years.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, Angel Surviving Cancer, this is our 15th year, and so it was birthed from me and some more ladies to be able to reach out and to give back and to make sure that other ladies go through this journey and not only live, but have productive living and have a quality of life.
Yes.
You know, and be able to give back so other people can see us, that we're thriving, that we're working, that we're in the community, that we're helping, and that we're giving back. And so it is an awesome organization. We have different programs in the organization. They help ladies that are having financial needs. We help those ladies. We have the Halos, the other group, Healed Angels Living On, ages 18 to 50, which is a couple of these ladies that are here today, to be able to help the other ladies where they can meet them where they at. Because their journey is a little bit different. And so we have that particular group. We have outreach where we have in the community even today, where we're out giving out information, making sure they get the resources that they need and everything else that they need. So it's an awesome, awesome group, and it's a great fellowship once a month that we meet for our support group meetings so women can share, like you said, with other women, so they understand, you know, where they're coming from, they feel comfortable.
Absolutely. I got the chance to experience the brunch with Miss Janice in her organization. Again, until you're in that place, you'll never understand the ins and outs of it. From the front door to sitting down at the table, it just hit different for me. Meaning that women, and let me tell you guys something, and this is with anything, there are no exemptions from breast cancer on to any other type of illness. When I tell you women that were doing the thing, have their own businesses, have their own families, traveled around the world, all of those dynamics was in that room. And to see them together and form together as a group, it left my heart happy. I came home telling my family about it and showing all the tokens and love that I received. And so guys, there are resources, and if you're ever in need of any resources, feel free to get in contact with Ms. Jane. Now, Pearl, you go ahead and tell us about your greatness. I remember you being a flight attendant, so you just come on.
Dr. Mia, talking about being a flight attendant, I had a plan for my life, and that was to travel here and there, far and near, and buy shoes. And I was good with that.
Yeah.
I was good with that, but God said that is not lifting me up in any way.
Wow.
God showed me during my journey how selfish I was. I cared for nobody but my son. I made sure he had everything.
Wow.
I did, and God showed me my true spirit, my heart in them. And he said, you will stop playing, you will stop buying all those shoes, and you will serve me through this journey by serving others.
Wow.
And I promised God that I would do that.
And tell us what you often say. It's something that you often say. What is it? It says that you're beautiful, you're strong, and in my
It's so funny.
yeah.
I say I'm healed and fabulous.
Yes.
And I was saved to serve.
And you're saved to serve. And that's amazing. That's amazing. You guys already, it's commercial break because we have bills to pay. And guess what? You're going to come right back with us after this commercial break for some more greatness with the rest of our guests. Stay tuned.
Are you a busy professional or a stressed out parent that needs a break? Or maybe you're retired and just don't have the desire to get out of the house every day. And this is why you need Mia Savvy Courier Service. No errand is too big or too small, whether it's picking up dry cleaning or groceries. Mia Savvy Courier Service is the one to call. For more information, visit them online at www.miasavvycourierservices.com or give us a call at 832-533-7565. And trust me, after one experience, you'll be singing their praises.
We have phenomenal guests. Again, our segment today, because it is cancer, a cancer show plus a love show, because we're loving on cancer survivors and thrivers. And listen, just not only these ladies that are here, because it represents already that they're touching people all over the world. Their stories of what they're doing, everything already saying to me that they're just not staying in their box, in their own community. They're reaching the masses in the things that they're doing. Before we left, we was going into detail with our guests, who they are and what actually they do. And I think we stopped with Amber. Go ahead, Amber.
Hi again. So this is actually my second journey with cancer. I was diagnosed originally in 2019 with stage 2, and then in 2023 with stage 4. So my faith in God had to remain at the top. I'm a mother of 3 kids, and I was like, Lord, we just can't. I have to be able to be here to provide something to them. So I get to serve with Angels Surviving Cancer, because that's my way to be able to give back to ladies who don't have the support, especially being a single mother. Being able to have to still care for your children while you're trying to take care of yourself was not very easy to do, but I'm thankful for the support that I have with that organization, and to be able to provide support for other ladies so that they're not alone. It's definitely a journey that is taxing not only on your body but on your mind. So I also provide therapy. I'm a Christian counselor, so I do therapy for those going through those traumatic times, to be able to really lean on God and be able to pull you through that.
Absolutely. And Cassandra, go ahead.
Yeah, so I am a hairstylist by nature. Over 16 years now. Single mom, have 1 son. His name is Connor. And Mrs. Janice came into my life during the time that breast cancer had like completely turned my world upside down. And Angel Surviving Cancer has just been like the backbone. When I say they came like during Christmas time, I'm self-employed, so I have no income, you know, so they came, they loved on us, me and my baby. And it was just, you know, that time, that support, you know, because of that I wanted to, you know, be a part of Angel Surviving Cancer. So I, you know, joined the movement and have been able to just bless so many women to see it, you know, with my own eyes. But I had stage 3 triple negative breast cancer, and without God, like nothing is possible. And like Amber said, it plays on your mind, just everything, every aspect you can think of. So God definitely brought all of us through everything. So we're so thankful.
Absolutely. Would you guys say it's definitely important, even for your family, to be a village for you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because a lot of times the family members perhaps don't know the ins and outs and needs to be educated as well. And not that you're being woe is me,
Right.
but it's sometimes you need a family member to understand what is going on versus them being so quick to criticize what's going on.
Yes.
What would you say about that, Pearl?
I would say that we don't look like what we've been through, and even in the journey, we don't carry that weight of it on because we're fabulous.
Right.
Through Jesus Christ, we
Right.
are. And so I know for my mother, when I was in the journey, my mother was amazed at the support that I received from my church. And you were with me there.
Yeah.
She was just amazed. They would bring us food, and it was during Christmas, my son, he was 8 years old, he was like, Mommy, this is the best Christmas I've ever had in my life, right? Because I'm an only child.
Yeah.
And so my mother, thank God for her, she cared for me like I was back in her arms again. So that point is very, very important that you brought up, that your family get to really see the back end of the journey.
Absolutely. Especially when they deemed you. Because people can deem you to be the strong one. So they bring all of their problems and cares to you because you carry it so well, or you happen to look like you carry it so well. And now that it's your turn to like lean and depend on them, you realize you need to really lean and depend on God because their understanding is zero. So it's very important for our families to even get educated with what is, and and it's just not the cancer with anything. It could be a losing of a house, losing of a car. I can go on with that. It's the education of not be so quick to form opinions. Not be so quick to put this person in a box. So we need all work. In that area. Okay, and Stacy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy Pradia. I am a 6-month cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2023. And on Dr. Mia's point about family, that was very important. I was the go-to person in my family. And after my diagnosis, very similar to what Cassandra said, like it just flipped my entire world upside down. I also have one son. He's, at the time, he was 13. And I had an extremely supportive family system. And my sister made it like, this is her time now. She needs to be able to be supported. And she literally rallied the family together and made sure that everybody knew, like, we are here. Everybody is feet on the ground for her today and through this entire journey. And I was introduced to Angel Surviving Cancer by another member and as an honoree. And I met Miss Janice and I just adore her. She is. It's not enough that I can say about Miss Janice. She is just a phenomenal woman and she helped me see past my diagnosis. So that was not only inspirational, but it was definitely of high influence to help me know that I can navigate this space and that there is life on the other side. It may not be what I was used to, but it's definitely life over there, and it is so much greater than what I could ever would have imagined. Just looking at it at where I was at that moment, it was like, how am I going to navigate this? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How is my son going to experience this? And knowing that there are other women that had already traveled that path, that had kids and grandkids and things like that, and they're like living their whole best life. I'm like, well, this is it. I can do it too. It was wonderful. She was definitely the value added to my village already. I cannot be more thankful for the organization as a whole.
Miss Janice, these ladies have such amazing things to say about you. And oftentimes I've realized through all the things I've gone through, the ups and downs, the valleys, across the river, down the hill, to where I am now, that they have had to have some destruction first in order for us to be here where we are now. And some people, if they don't have the right to go to, we often get stuck in that thing because it feels good there. Tell us how and what caused you to not get stuck. I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. 3 months later, or 3 weeks later, I found out now it's in my walls of my chest. I mean, at any time, I've seen people tap out at the least little thing. Tell me what kept you going through this process.
I think through the process, of course, it was God and it was prayer. I already knew Christ, but I really knew it after the diagnosis.
Yeah.
So really into that. And I had to give credit to my husband. My husband he was there. You know, men always want to fix things, but he was very supportive. Like she was saying, he protected me. He made sure that they made sure they took care of me, things like that. He gave me hope, and then I had hope with the community. Like I had a very strong family too, with prayer. And then during the time when I was very sick and I didn't have all the things that they have now, God said to me, this is not going to be into death. This is going to be for you to help so many ladies. And so that's why I'm in a hurry to be able, the Bible says, be in a hurry to do things. So they have to calm me down as I'm in a hurry to be able to get to the ladies, to let them know that the resources is out there. There are other survivors that have gone through it, that you can make it through it, to give them hope, because if you give them hope, they can get through it. If they don't have no hope,
If they don't have
you know, they don't have anything to lean on. But if you give them hope, just walking in the room, I'm a 37-year survivor. That's
Wow, that's
hope.
hope.
That's God.
That's
That's
hope.
God. Right
37
there.
years.
So
Yes.
I think what from the question is just leaning and depending on God, trusting Him, knowing what He's already bought me. I ain't having amnesia because He's already bought me. So when I know He's already bought me through, that just helped me to be able to help the other ladies, and I just love being in their presence, being able to help them, being able to see them come and thrive and talk about their journey. That gives me such a heart, you know.
And the will to keep on going. I must be doing, God allow me to do something right, even in the midst.
Hastily, just being in a hurry.
Absolutely. Cassandra, was there ever a fear about the treatments that you were going to have? They come to you and say, well, this is the game plan. You this, and we're going to do. How did you control your anxiety or whatever the emotion you experienced? How did you control that when it came to your experience with your treatment?
I will say, first I was afraid, right? Because this is new to me. I don't know how to deal with breast cancer, you know, but I ask questions. I learned through everything that you have to advocate for yourself with your doctor. So I asked questions, and there was never too many questions. And they, you know, explained to me the medication, and so I just kind of did my own research when it came to even the things that I was consuming in my body. Like even today, I don't eat beef, pork, or chicken. I'm just seafood and turkey. Just because of what I learned, you know, going through everything. But I was afraid, but I prayed. Because during that time, the enemy is in your head telling you, like, this medicine is going to kill you. And I would just speak life. I said, no, I'm going to be here to see my baby go to kindergarten. You know, I'm going to be here to see my baby get married. How about that? You know, or, you know, just push me through this. You know, allow me to be able to go through whatever this is, whatever side effects come with it. I'll cry through them. I'll vomit through them. Whatever I have to do through them, I know that God will see me through. And that's kind of how I navigate it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Amber, tell me this, because you're psychotherapy and all of that, and you're a Christian counselor and all of that. What would you tell the next person, whether it's man or women? Because don't get it twisted, family. Men have cancer as well.
Yes.
What would you tell the person that's coming up now, who may have just found out that they have cancer, as far as the experience and how to possibly deal with it? Because of course everybody does not deal with it, but from your professional standpoint, what would you tell somebody who's just been recently diagnosed?
Feel the emotions. A lot of times we are quick to push things to the side and then we're just going to go. There's nothing wrong with processing the emotions. So if you're angry, be angry. If you want to cry, cry. You have to be able to get through those emotions to then be able to really take yourself on the journey that you're going to need to have. And if you don't go through those, they'll come up later. It's definitely a grieving process when you're dealing with a terminal illness or what can chronic illness, it's grieving. And you're grieving the life that you thought was normal and once was. And so now you have to be able to process the emotion, whether you want to immediately or not. It's going to come a time where you're going to have to process. That's why that support system is necessary. That's why God is absolutely necessary. Because when you're going through that, like Cassandra was saying, you can have that intimate relationship with your Father to say, I'm angry. I don't want to be angry, but this is how I'm feeling, and I need you to get me through it. So the science and Jesus definitely feel the emotions, and then lean on God to help you process those emotions. I'm sorry. Be transparent and tell them what's going on. Be transparent.
It's amazing that you're talking about this.
Yes.
It's amazing that though, and God knows who to lead me to answer questions because this is not even on this. But I thought I would ask simply because the day of diagnosis, it wasn't no turning back. Let's go. Let's find the doctor. Let's get it going on. Let's get it on.
Yes.
Survival mode.
Indeed.
Never had a chance to process that this is me.
Yes.
It says, I have a child. She done lost her daddy. She lost her grandmama. She done lost her grandparents. She's my only child. I got to live. I got a Beyonce who just asked me to marry him 2 months ago.
Yes.
I need to get it on.
Yes.
I never processed the idea of being a cancer patient. I never processed the idea that I'm here.
Yes.
Now, when I had all the things, you go to your meetings, you go to your appointments, it's like a routine, you're a robot. You work in your 9 to 5, you work in your own business, you doing all the things, but you going here. Not looking outside of, girl, you better sit down because you have something. I'm in survival mode in both ways, financially, family, this cancer, not processing. Now that all of that is gone, thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah.
But it's like, I don't know how, I never got a chance. I don't know what to do with myself. It's like, now I'm crying. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know what it is. Surviving. I guess I'm breathing in the process, but I've always been the one who even in turmoil can just go. And I'll find other things to do, but this hit different for me because even losing my family members, that was the grief process. Then now I had the grief support system. But now that it's the cancer thing, I was in survival mode to continue to live. Now God has given me a second chance in between that to live. Now I don't know what to do with myself, and I'm just finding myself so anxious. So when you said it's like a grieving process, even through your sickness, people just associate grief with death.
Yes.
And it's not that. You can grieve because you done lost your job, whatever that is. So it is so amazing. And I knew it wasn't nobody but God for you to sit up there and say that and pinpoint that that's what's been going on with me about grieving about the cancer. And I didn't know that it was that.
That it was grief.
That it was grief.
Yes.
Because again, even though I know grief is not just associated with death, I never associated grief with the cancer.
Yes. Yes.
Or with your own life.
Yes.
If you're always on the go, you don't have time to think for yourself. If you're used to always providing for others and being the pillar for other people, God will be strategic and allow things to happen for that reason. Because you're so used to serving others, okay, well now I'm going to make you have to sit down, let other people serve you, and then you worry about yourself.
Yes.
There's a moment for you to be selfish, but it's a good selfishness. It's not necessarily that you're purposely putting people to the side. You have to put your health and mental health, your well-being first.
And that is the story for so many women because our medical practitioners, they are like, okay, you have this appointment, and it's all mapped out. So you really don't have a chance to take a break. But when survivors, newly diagnosed survivors, come to Angel Surviving Cancer as patient navigators, we encourage them to pause and take a minute. I personally encourage them to find out the purpose of why this journey came to you. Find out why. Ask God. Seek Him on it, because He doesn't do anything happenstance.
Right.
It's not by mistake. It's
Right.
not. Yes. And so just take a breather. You might have just, just say, I'm going to need a minute to think about it. And just like, you've always been a go-getter. You've always charged through. So when this showed up, you're like, oh, I'm gonna beat this. I got this. Yes.
Yeah.
And God allowed that to happen. So when those tears come, Dr. Mia, you gotta let them flow. God allowed our eyes to purge water for a reason. Yes. So feel what you feel, because what you feel is real. Yes, ma'am.
You guys see why I strategically have people on the show, because I always keep myself in alignment with God, but also allow myself to be teachable.
Amen.
And today is just another teachable moment for me, because again, I thank God with all my heart, with all of my everything, that He's allowing me to be able to still do the things, which is find myself with other women who understands what that looks like.
Yes.
Because some people just don't have that. In no situation. It don't even have to be cancer. Some people just don't have nothing. Right? They don't have nothing. Their goals haven't been met, and then they don't even have people to say, well, hold on, baby. It's gonna be okay. They don't even have that. So when I have you guys and when I have people here, it just encourages me. Okay, enough of my crying, because we're talking about love as well. And I feel the love in here, because through words there is love. Through actions there is love. Every segment I try to go ahead and give a scripture, because not only we just not doing things up in here. We Bible based, we do all the things. Sometimes it may get a little ratchet, but this is what we do, because guess what? There is some time, there's going to be some ratchetness somewhere. Because our stories are always not the fine line.
Or refined.
Or refined, okay? Our scripture comes from 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and 7. We all know what that is. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evilness, but rejoices with truth. It always protects. It always trusts. Always hope, always perseveres. Love never fails. And that's what I try to thrive on daily. If I don't have nothing else to give, I try to give with a smile, an encouraging word, and hopefully that sometimes even that can hold on, let somebody hold on, lace up their bootstraps. So you guys, this has been another segment. We're going to a commercial break, and we're needing you to come right back with us. This has been wonderful. Come back with us.
My mama called, see you on TV, sunset. All cleaned up, all healed up. Healing Homes Restoration. Tell a friend, a family member, a co-worker for all your junk removal, commercial and residential. Give us a call.
And we're back with the Now What Show with Mia. Listen, before we left, it was teary-eyed in our truths. Oftentimes you can't get that, but we're laying it out on the line because we're wanting what the experiences of our lives have been to be a help to someone else who may think that they're in it alone. Before we get to the loving and he and ha point, I want Pearl to tell us, because she brought up a valid point in between commercial break about how she fought to not just have one breast removed but both. Pearl, please tell us about that.
Sure. So I had 2 lumps in the right breast and 1 in the left. And the lump in the left breast was in the ducts. So they suggested that I just have a lumpectomy in my left breast and have a mastectomy on the right. And at the time I was divorced, and I knew my husband was coming. Okay, he's still not here yet, but he's coming, right? And so men are visual beings.
Yeah.
And it was important to me that my breasts look the same. I wanted them to be pretty, and I said that to my doctor. I want my breasts to be pretty. I want them to look the same, right? And so my first doctor wouldn't budge. No, we're gonna do a lumpectomy and a mastectomy. And I was like, it was so nice meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a choice.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I requested another doctor. I did. And my doctor really listened to me. She thought that I was kind of, a little crazy because I was like, girl, I need my girls pretty and lifted up. And she really, really listened to me. And I was able to have a double mastectomy with reconstruction.
That's amazing. You guys, and that's with anything, but especially with your health. We have people that we are referred to, and possibly you've done your research of who you're wanting to sign up for your primary care, your specialties, all of that. But anytime you get an inkling that some of your doctors are not, because I still work in a doctor's office, but I'm going to be very transparent about that. Even when you're at your primary care doctors or whatever facility you're in, if you get an inkling that they are really not listening to you and just want to put you on drugs and move you on to the next person, you have a choice. You have a voice to seek other people for you, because ultimately it's you and how you are feeling about the process. You're already emotionally crazy that this is happening to you. So you want a team of people who are going to be in one accord and hear what your opinions are and what your process and your desires and wants. So I'm glad that was brought up to give people in the listening audience that you decide, listen, this is not what's up for me, and I know what I want.
Yeah.
And you have the right to go and search for, elsewhere.
Yeah, it's so, we all know that the journey is just so overwhelming already when you're entrenched in it. So then when those situations come and you have to make decisions, many times we just go with what the physician recommends. Right, and we respect our doctors.
Right.
We do. But as the patient, this is our body.
Yeah.
It is our body that God has allowed us to steward over, right? So in the midnight hour when I'm in the mirror looking at myself, I'm going to be happy about what I see.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So again, before we left, we were talking about love, because this is part of love. This is part of the Valentine's segment of loving on our cancer survivors and thrivers. And as you can see, even in the process of being diagnosed, these women are loving themselves, they're loving on others, and not always that we wake up and say, hey, I like myself, but guess what? Overall, we are loving ourselves, and we have to find that and find how to love on ourselves. Stacy, I'm wanting you, if you don't mind, because we're going to start with you and work our way back. And it's how, whether it's personal, friendship, whatever that is, what does love mean to you?
Love is first the action word. You have to show up is what love is. You can say I love you, but if the action doesn't follow it, then it's just a word at that point.
Right.
So generally speaking, I love hard. Like, if I'm in your corner, I'm in your corner, and I love really hard. And I think love is a safe space. Love is where they call home. It may not be a physical home,
Right.
but it's like the people that you call home. It's where you feel comfortable. Like Amber and I, we met one another just last year at Angel Survivor Cancer breakfast, and we were two of the honorees. And since then, I don't know if it's just because we are so connected now, everyone thinks we're sisters. Like, it's like, I'm like, no, we're not sisters, but it could just be we share such things, things in common. And I've never been to Amber's house, but we talk often. I love her. I love her daughters. I love her kids. I know that if I was in need of something and I was like, girl, I'm just having a bad day, I need to come over and just stay on the couch tonight. She would just be like, come on, I'll come pick you up. That's love to me. That's like, I don't even really have to ask. It's just like you're there because you just know I need the support.
Right.
That's just showing up is really what love is for me.
Absolutely. Cassandra.
Like she said, love is definitely an action word. I think God, Jesus set the best tone for what love is, just him dying for us. That's kind of the sacrifice that we have to put forth for the people that we love. So that's kind of how I am. And Ms. Janice and Mrs. Pearl get on me all the time because I steward, the younger 18 to 50, younger survivors, Healed Angels living on, and they would come and ask for things, and I'll be like, trying to give the shirt off my back, because that's what love is to me, being able to give. So I've learned with that, but just Jesus.
They paid it off.
He paid it off.
He paid it
set the
off.
tone.
Yeah, he set the tone. Absolutely. Amber.
Like my new sister down here, Stacey. We do get that. Everywhere we go and we're together, like, are y'all sisters? Like, no, but I guess we are now. And we do. We kind of, we do think a lot of, our birthdays are only a couple days apart. It's very, God knows, God's strategic. But I'm a lot like that. For me, I love hard, and I give, when you're my person or you're my people, I'm doing whatever it is, whatever you need. So I sacrifice a lot for the people that I love, for my children, for the people that that I call my family. I don't have a lot of family. I've lost parents and siblings. And so when God gives me the people that are supposed to be in my group, then I'm very making sure that they're okay, that they're anything that they need. She's right, like she could call me and I could be asleep and I would drop everything for the people. So I do sacrifice a lot for the people that I love, but like Cassandra said, because Jesus is the ultimate example of that, and I strive every day to live and be more like him. So I just give up myself to be able to provide support or something that somebody may not have.
So, Dr. Mia, Janice and I have this running joke. I love her so much. When I get upset, I say, people don't love. And she's like, Pearl, people do love. It's like, no, people don't love. It's a tantrum. It's just like a whole thing. But God loves. And that's where I have to, circle my focus back to, is to God. I desire romantic love. I'm being transparent, right?
Yeah.
I'm just laying out there. I'm not thirsty because I'm fabulous, but I desire a mate, my husband that God has for me. I'm not searching for him. I want God to bring him to me. So that romantic love is what I desire today in my life. I love my friendships. I love my mother. I love my son. Right? But I'm seeking God personally for that mate, that partner, that soulmate that he has for me.
And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Janet?
So when I think of love, I think about my upbringing because I seen it. I had both parents in the house. My dad treated my mother like a queen, and so I seen love, and so I try to exemplify that. I think about God gave His only begotten Son.
Yes.
So I think about that. I try to exemplify that. I love to tell them that He would give away everything if He could.
Yeah.
I seen that, and so I thought that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And so I love. Some people are not loving, but you have to love them anyway. It's a long handle story. You can go on. You don't have to be friends with everybody. You don't have to be in a circle with everybody. You just continue to try to make sure what you legacy that you're leaving is of love. Where people say, you know, that girl loved everybody.
Yes.
Just leave that right there. So when I think about love, I truly think about kindness. Just being kind. Even when someone's rude, okay, thank you. You know, that's love. Just thank you. And it's going on. So I just try to exemplify. I think that's love. Just love.
You guys, this has been such a phenomenal show. And I'm telling you, every time I have my guests on, they just bring out the some in me. And it's medicine for me. And it's another lesson for me. It's another aha moment for me, because what I came through the doors thinking I knew, I'm leaving out the doors being more defined of what I didn't know to now understanding what I'm really needing to know. How can each of you be contacted, and if you have anything coming up next?
We can be contacted through our website, angelsurvivingcancer.org. And our phone number is 281-912-5195. We do have a bowling event coming up. The bowling event is for our scholarship program. What we do is we give scholarships to high school seniors that have lost their mothers to breast cancer, if their mother has gone through breast cancer.
Okay.
And they are going to a higher learning. They don't have to like go to college, but they're going to something else to higher learning. So we have that coming up on March the 15th. And we're excited about that. It's going to be an Emerald Bowl, so all that information is on our website, angelsurvivingcancer.org.
Awesome. And you,
So also for Angels, you can find us on all social media platforms, even YouTube. And I can be found on Facebook and all other social media platforms as well. My life is breast cancer service. I am the patient navigator and community health worker for Angels Surviving Cancer. So if anyone out there who is in their journey right now, please reach out to us at angelsurvivingcancer.org.
So I'm on the executive board for Angels. I'm the secretary, so all of that lovely information you're going to find me concerning Angels, our website as well. And then for me personally, I'm on Facebook, Amber.Yolanda. Again, I provide psychotherapy, Christian counseling services. So that's how you can find me.
Tasana.
AngelsSurvivingCancer.org also. Healed Angels, the Halo Healed Angels living on ages 18 through 50. You can reach us. So if you know anyone who is battling, recently has been, then you can guide them to us so that we can wrap them up in our wings.
Absolutely.
And I'm a hairstylist also, and it's Hair by Kasana on Instagram.
Awesome. Stacy.
Of course, you can find me at angelsurvivingcancer.org. I'm assistant secretary to Ms. Amber, and I'm also the secretary of a wonderful program that Angel Survivor has, Paving Still I Rise. And we have another upcoming program starting February 19th that is to help support women mentally in just their health journey and be able to navigate again their whole life. Personally, you can find me. I'm at The Real Stacy Stacks on Instagram, and I have, myself there, and social media is my name, Stacy Pradia, on Facebook.
Wonderful. Listen, you guys, again, I want to thank each of you out there in TV land for tuning in with us on every segment that we have. We're doing it quarterly here on the Now What Show with Mia, but oftentimes you see me weekly on the my platform, Mia Savvy Courier Service and the Missing in Action Grief Support. But what I do want you all to take away, if you do not know of or have any resources, I profess not to know everything and everybody. So when we're talking about reuniting, getting the help, getting all those things that you need, if there's anyone out there, if you may not be having cancer yourself, but you may have a family member, these are the ladies we can go to. On the segment tonight, we will drop in the comments how each of them can be reached. Maybe you have your desired person that you want to talk to and ask questions about particularly, and you can do that. Now don't go in their DM with no foolishness.
Please don't.
Yeah, so we want you to be strategic about how you're navigating and get to know these ladies, and for sure if it's something that I don't know, I have resources as well with these ladies and beyond. So it's always good for you all to tune in with the Now What Show with Mia, and until next time, we'll see you soon.